Hello and good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a collective reading. And I know I have been out of this reading for a very long time, and that's because I've been busy. You know that, okay? But let's do a collective reading, not particularly pertinent to any of the zodiac signs, but what is the collective energy in the universe at this moment. I've got a deck out here. I'm just going to be using one deck for this reading, guys, because I don't want to get too many messages from different decks, but one deck should be good enough for us to give us some kind of clarity over situations in our life at this moment, okay? Now I'm going to cut the deck first into three parts, and one part will be reversed. So whatever shows up in the reverse will be in the reverse. Other than that, whatever shows up in the collective format will come in the collective format in the upright, okay? This is a collective reading, not everything is for everybody. So again, as I normally say, please take the messages in the way it resonates with your understanding and with your situation in your life, okay? Now this time the reading, I'll do it in a little different way because I feel more, excuse me, because I feel that I get more messages, more clarity, not more messages, more clarity with the kind of reading I like to do now. And I feel that there is more understanding in that, okay? Let's do that kind of reading for a change. Wow. Okay, we'll take this to start off with. Now you might not be able to see all the cards because I'm recording this in my iPad or with the help of my iPad. I'm out of station at this moment. So, but I'm going to explain it to you, so no problem, okay? No problem. And we will ask for the first basic 6 cards and then we'll go from there, okay? And we'll see what the energies look like in the collective, in the present time. I'm going to talk about the cards as we move. And of course, I'm going to give you the complete detailed explanation. Let's call upon a divine guide, spirit, angel, and ancestors to help us in this process of understanding and clearing ourselves, okay? Now, I'm going to ask for more messages with regards to the first card in here, and we'll go from there. And I'll tell you exactly what the situation looks like in here, okay? So bear with me, guys, bear with me while I get the card. I'm going to stop as soon as I get a major arcana, but if there is a need for me to go on even after I get the major arcana, I will, okay? I will, just to get more clarity of the situation here. Wow, okay. And like I said, take it in the way it resonates with your own changes and values, understanding in your life, in your situation, okay? It's for the collective. You can watch it if irrespective of any signs of zodiac. I'm not attempting to read signs now. I'm attempting to read in the collective the energies that we are all currently facing, or is going on, or is coming up in whatever situation your story may kind of, you may kind of relate to your story and understanding here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to maybe have to clarify more, but as we go, we'll see what is going on. Okay, so we start the first round, and here we get the Six of Cups in the reverse, which clearly talks about a block in your own self or in your circumstances, in your environment, where there is a lack of friendship, there is lack of happiness, where there is a lack of fun, let's put it that way. Okay, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, right? So Spirit says you can start fresh. There is a scope, there is a chance of things getting better in your case. There could be a new growth, a new start in your case, but the Five of Pentacles, but you're feeling quite demotivated about this situation. You don't know, right? You don't know if you can really work with your energy, if you can work in with your money, right? Because some of you could be feeling very low, demotivated, quite poor. Some of you might need some kind of spiritual help and guidance at this point in time to rectify your understanding, which is kind of, it's a victim mentality where you want to, but you don't feel motivated or confident enough that you can start something fresh in your life again, right? Where Temperance comes in to say you can, but you need to climb out of this energy. You need to be in high vibration, guys. Because remember, if you are in the low vibrational energy of the Five of Pentacles, you will only be pulled down, right? You have to fight it out. You have to get out of that situation. You have to take your call, your decision. You have to rise above all those feelings of victim mentality, being poor, being spiritually, financially, emotionally lacking any kind of motivation. You have to climb out of that. You have to get out. You have to be on a high vibrational energy during this period in time, and if you can do that, it will be good for you. Otherwise, you will be pulled down. Otherwise, you will be constantly pulled down in that situation. Unless you make an attempt to get out and fight yourself and tell yourself that you're not going to get stuck in there anymore. I don't need it. I don't deserve it. I don't want it. Right? If you can say these things to yourself, you will see how you get your energy back, right? And you will be on a high vibrational note at this point in time, because you will be able to perform much better. Otherwise, every time you will be pulled back into that low vibrational energy, from where it will be very difficult for you to think otherwise. So remember this, guys. This is a very clear message, a very clear guidance to everybody out there, talking about high vibrational energy. Very, very important at this point in time. Okay. The next part is the King of Swords, right? The next part talks about strategy. Next part talks about being very logical, being analytical. In whatever your mind, you're thinking in your mind, you want to think something, your mind thinks first, right? So when you're thinking from your mind, you have to be very logical. You have to be very analytical, as well as very strategical with your mind, because of the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Because there is a block. There is a block to what you want to do in your life, where you want to go, what is that you want to say, what kind of things you want to move towards. There is a block, the things have slowed down. So in order to rectify that situation, you have to be very analytical, very logical, and very strategical in understanding how you work with this energy, because death in the reverse again says that you have to do a lot of inner purging. That will help you close many cycles, personal cycles in your life that you have not been able to close so far, right? So only when you strategize, analytically think, logically strategize, what direction in your life you need to move, what is the action you need to take, because things have slowed down. And this is where you take your time as well to purge, to do some inner purging, give some personal closures in your life that you know do not matter to you anymore. You can do without that. So you need to take your time, you need to think very clearly, you need to understand, you need to come out of this poverty, right? You need to be in a high vibrational energy for you to get into that situation where you are able to cope with your own personal closures in life, where you need to purge, what you need to throw away, what you don't need. So you have to slow down everything, right? You have to slow down your activities as well, where you were probably rushing towards everything in your life. No. You don't rush towards everything in your life anymore. You take your time. You analyze, you think, is this important to you? Do I do it? And if I have to do it, what is that I need to do now? How do I do things in the right way? And this is where you will be able to come to a lot of personal closures, because what will happen is, what things are not important to you, where you have been earlier rushing towards certain situations without giving it a thought, you will not do that anymore. You will slow down, you will think, you will understand, and only what is important to you, or what you think is important for you, are those kind of things that you will now put your energy into making it happen. Because you will be able to purge, you will be able to let go of a lot of things. There will be a lot of internal closures that will occur if you can follow this set of energy in your case, guys. Okay. Coming to the Four of Cups. Why? Because somewhere you feel disillusioned about a lot of missed opportunities in your life. You feel bored about things in life in general. You don't like many of the things. You probably don't like a lot of things that you have done before, right? You are going through some kind of an apathy of emotions. Some of you could be totally bored because Justice in the reverse says you realize that there has been a lot of injustice in your case. You have been unfair with people, or people have been unfair to you. Life has not treated you fairly. Please talk to me about justice in the reverse. So you could be in that situation where you feel that life has not been fair to you, or people have not done the right things with you, people have not given you the right place, the right scope, right? People, I mean any kind. It could be personal, it could be professional setting, but there is a lot of apathy towards your understanding. You feel that life has been very, very unfair in your situation. It has not been a fair game for you, right? It has not been justice. It has not been justice. Why? The Three of Cups. There could be third party situation, right? There could be people around you at this point in time who have not been fair with you, who have not done the right things with you, right? Who have not given you who have not given you that kind of fun and enjoyment that you had been expecting out of such relationships in your life. With the Eight of Cups, right? With the Eight of Cups, it's talking about you clearing yourself, you moving out of that zone, you moving out of those kind of people in your life, or those kind of situations in your life that you feel has been unjustful in your situation, right? The Eight of Cups, you're not resisting anymore. You're moving past that to where? To the wheel, because you want things to move now. You want the wheel to turn, right? You want a new beginning. You want your destiny to give you a new beginning in life. So therefore, you're not resisting any change, because you're realizing, or you will be realizing, guys, that people who have treated you unfairly, people who have been very nasty with you, people who have given you a hard time, professionally, personally, you no longer need them. You can do without those kind of people in your life. You just don't need them. So in which case, you need to get out. You need to clear yourself. You don't resist this change anymore, because you are moving towards a turning point in your destiny. That's a big, big, big situation, guys. Big situation, okay? All right, let's move on. The Page of Wands, right? Some new message is coming up in here. Something new is coming up in here. Why is the Page of Wands here? Because the Page of Wands says the Three of Swords, that you have been hurt, right? You have been hurt. You had a lot of hurt feelings that could be related with third party situation in your life as well, where Seven of Wands, where you have been fighting that situation. You have not been letting it go. You have been challenging other people's ideas because you were in a self-protective mode. You did not want people to see that you are hurt. You did not want people to know that you have been grieving. So you have been protecting yourself, defending yourself, putting up barriers in your life, where the Queen of Wands comes in to say, that's what you have been doing. It's time to take back control of your own power, right? It's time to take back control of your own power, because if you keep fighting this energy where you are trying to protect yourself and not let people see how wounded and grieved you are, right? It's not helping you. You're constantly battling. You're constantly challenging other people's ideas. When people are telling you, do this, do that, you're like, no, shoving people away, shoving things away, shoving situations away in your life. And that is where you have been constantly doing this kind of thing, where the Queen of Wands comes in and says, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this, because somewhere you need to take a break, right? You need to take a break. The Four of Swords. You need to take a break in order to understand how the Chariot, how you can actually move forward in the right way. Not aggressively, not like the Seven of Wands. Oh, I want to do this. I'm throwing tantrums, because you are hurt. And you don't want people to know that, right? And you don't want people to see how badly wounded you are. So you're kind of in that defensive attitude. You're putting up barriers. You're shoving people away. You're shoving people away. Where the Queen of Wands comes in to say, you can't keep doing that. You need to take exact control of your power. You need to put your foot down in places where you have to put your foot down, for which you need to take a mental break. Rejuvenate, take your time, understand how you can be in the driver's seat in the Chariot, how you can be in the driver's seat, right? Because again, the Chariot talks about negative and positive side Which side do you want to go to? Do you want to go towards a negative side, where you'll be fighting all your life and not being able to do anything? Or do you want to take the brand new highway towards a positive side and move towards your right direction in life? You have a choice here. That's what the Queen of Wands is telling you. Right? The Page of Pentacles comes in to say there is a fresh new start in your life if you want to. Listen to your intuition. Understand what your intuition is talking about with the Knight of Cups, right? Somebody could be feeling that intuition with regards to a lot of attachment of sentiments from the heart. You want to follow your heart. You have to listen to your intuition in your life, because that is very important. Without knowing which direction you want to go to, you take the wrong direction with the Chariot, you will end up in the wrong place, right? So you have to take your time. You have to reevaluate your decisions. You have to understand your options that is available to you. And according to that, you need to make your move. But absolutely make your move when your intuition is connected with what your heart wants in your life. Because somewhere, the Nine of Wands, somewhere you have been holding on to a lot of feelings within you, being very stubborn about letting it go. You don't want to let it go. You're still holding on to a lot of good feelings in your heart, right? You want to do a lot of things. You want to make things happen from your heart, and you are still fighting with your reserve strength over that situation because you want that thing to happen. But Ten of Wands, but you're feeling extremely burdened, stressed again about that situation, right? And the World. Now here is this deal, guys. This is where you need to close that. You need to close that because you have learned your lesson that if you keep, you want it, okay, let's put it like that. You want to follow your heart, you want to make that sentimental offer, you want to do a lot of things, but you have to also listen to your intuition that goes directly into your heart, to your mind, right? This is where you're still holding on because you want it. You don't want to let that go, whatever your heart wants. But you have been very stressed about that situation. You have been constantly reworking, not knowing how to do it, what to do. That's created a lot of burden in your life. This is where Spirit is saying you have learned your lesson. You need to close that chapter in your life. You don't need that stress. You don't need that feeling of being overburdened, feeling of that, not being able to do yet. I want it, but nothing is moving, nothing is happening. I still don't know how to do it. And you are like completely stressed. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help you at all. That chapter needs to close because you, collective, you will learn a lesson that this kind of an energy of feeling stressed, overburdened, because it's being stubborn. You're holding on to something. You're also stubborn that you will do it no matter what. But since you're not being able to do it, it's creating a lot of frustration, a lot of stress. It's creating a lot of bodily, it's giving you a lot of body aches, pain, because you're not being able to do it, yet your body is wanting it. You're not being able to do it, and therefore you're feeling extremely miserable about the whole situation, right? This is where the story needs to close. This will be a close, no matter what. And if you cannot close it, you will keep carrying that burden without any after result, without any good result, right? Let's move on. The Lovers in the reverse talks about a significant relationship in your life that is out of balance, out of harmony, is not in the rightful place, right? Nine of Pentacles, you want to get out of that situation. You want to be a free bird. You want to get out of that significant relationship that is not making you happy anymore. Period. And you want to enjoy your monetary freedom. You want to enjoy your luxury. You want to enjoy all that you have earned in your life, because the Four of Wands in the reverse clearly talks about a domestic marriage, commitment, relationship that is completely destroyed or has been completely disbalanced, destroyed, been, giving you only negative result in your life and not making you happy, where you have spent a lot of money, maybe some of you, in making changes to that situation, but you haven't been able to do it, right? You haven't been able to do it. You might have put in some amount of effort, money in, making a new home or getting a new structure or getting some new stuff into your home, redesigning, replanning, renovations, whatever that you have done. You might have put in a lot of money, but now, and that you have put in even at the cost of your financial independence, right? Which is where the Hermit comes into say that it's time to think clearly about this situation. Please talk to me about the Hermit. It's time to do a lot of soul searching over this situation of whether you want it or whether you want to carry it in the same way or let it go. Let's see what comes out of here. Alright, okay, so I'm just going to go back to this part of the story, guys, so that we can get a clear idea about the whole situation. A significant relationship in your life is not there or is out of balance, right? And you, the Nine of Pentacles, you want to free yourself from that situation, but there is some kind of domestic issue in your life for some of you, where you might have spent time or where you might still be spending time to rectify the situation, even at the cost of your own independence, right? You want to make everything right, but you know it's not in the rightful place with the Four of Wands in the reverse. And this is, as a Hermit, you have to think clearly. You have to do some soul searching in your life in order to understand what is that you want with the Moon, where you could clearly be still under some fear. So as a Hermit, you have to take your time. Do some soul searching in order to understand what is the fear, what is the dread, what is that you are scared about in your subconscious state, right? Where the Page of Cups, right, comes in to say that this has been your weakness, right? This has been your weakness, the strength. You need a lot of strength to overcome that fear, to overcome the dread, to overcome the terror of some domestic situation that is directly connected with a significant relationship that today is no longer in the rightful place. It's become insignificant. But you are still stuck in here, right? You're still stuck because the domestic situation is absolutely out of control, out of sync. There could be fights, there could be conflicts over situations with your partner, your spouse, anybody that you are probably married to or you're still having a relationship with, where you want to spend that money or you have been spending some money or some time and energy even at the cost of your own monetary independence. So as the Hermit, guys, you need to clearly think, the moon, what is a subconscious thing? Why you're doing the same thing? Why? What is the reason? Please talk to me about the moon here. The King of Cups. What is that you fear to open up to? The King of Cups and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Why did you fear to expand? Why is your heart closed and not expanding? Why? Because the moon in your subconscious is still carrying on a lot of dread and fear about expansion in your life, right? So even as the King of Cups, you know your heart wants it. But materially in the physical world, you have not taken a plunge towards any kind of expansion in your life because you still fear. There is still something keeping you from moving forward, and this is where the Page of Cups comes in to say that this has been your overall weakness. You need a lot of strength, guys. You need a lot of strength to fight this situation that is still there in your subconscious, and you're not being able to completely free yourself from that situation, right? So you need a lot of strength. You need a lot of emotional maturity. This has been your weakness. This is where you have not been able to move. You have not been able to expand, and you have got stuck, right? You have got stuck. So therefore, you have to overcome this weakness. You have to learn to overcome this weakness and learn to move out of this into the high vibrational energy that is required for you guys at this point in time. Hope I have been able to answer some of your questions. You will understand that by yourself. But if anything, please put in your remarks or comments in the comment box below that you always have. And then again, a couple of days later, as I come into contact with my own spirit world, I will do another reading for you guys. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Khuda Hafiz. Namaste.